seems to be that series that you start reading casually.
And then you get obsessed with it. Yeah.
So today I'm going to be talking about Pandora Hearts by Jun Mochizuki. Mochizaki? I can't pronounce her last name. Let's start with the story. So, basically, the story of Pandora Hearts is you meet this boy named Oz Visuelis, who is the oldest son of one of the oldest noble families in this country that I don't remember the name of right now. Bram something, I don't know. Basically, he ends up meeting this girl named Alice, who has lost her memories, and she is currently searching for them. The two join up and decide to search for her memories. So, yeah, that's basically the plot in generic. And they seem to be battling this group known as the Baskervilles, who have a long tie-in to this 100-year-old story that has been passed down and is the reason why these 4 households are like the pillars of this country, basically. The plot, as you begin, seems pretty basic. You don't really know what's happening, so you don't take it for what it really is. And then as the story continues, you see a whole bunch of things that you didn't see in the beginning, and all the story becomes more complex and deeper and totally not what you imagined it to originally be. At least that's kind of what I had for the feeling. Was I liked it in the first 4 volumes, and then as the story progressed, I started this huge love for it. I was not expecting this to be my favorite series ever. Into the characters. So basically you have Oz, who is your typical 15-year-old boy, kind of. He's a happy-go-lucky kid who's kind of silly, likes to make people laugh and smile, and you basically meet him playing a trick on his nanny, I think it is. I don't know. Head maid? I think that's what it is. I'm not really sure. I haven't read this one. So you don't take him for much. You think he's just this foolish, innocent, rich boy whose suddenly goes through a lot of tragic stuff all of a sudden. But again, as you read and you learn more about the character that you didn't see at the beginning, and you also see the other characters reacting to him, because you have some characters who don't take him serious, and they think he's just some silly kid, and all of a sudden he gets really mature and really serious and kind of terrifying at some points. And I think that's one of the greatest things about Oz, is he's this funny kid who wants to live, but he is also this serious kid who's fighting for what's right, and it's sad. There's a whole bunch that's in his character that originally you don't see, but as the series continues, you see that he is what he is. Another character is Alice. She's just this... Again, she's a girl that's lost her memories. She doesn't really know what she is, but she's not really a helpless girl. I mean, anybody who calls Alice helpless would yeah, you can't call her that. She's basically, again, this girl who is very loud-mouthed, very straightforward, easy to anger. Trying to think of the word. Very quick to act in some cases. But I think she's also smart and wise in her own sense, and a lot of people don't take her serious, but she doesn't really care. She knows what she wants, and then she moves forward to get that. And again, you don't know a lot about Alice because you've lost her memory, so I think learning about who she was is also a really interesting thing. Another main character is Gilbert. He's basically Oz's sidekick. He's kind of like wimpy crybaby that Oz forces him to help him with his tricks and jokes and whatnot. Yeah, he's basically kind of like a coward that you don't take seriously, and then you don't really think he's involved with the plot, and then as you learn more about him and who he is and his story and what he's done to just live. It's a lot deeper. There's a huge cast of characters. There's a Gertie's Break, who is kind of just, again, the clown character who's really silly, but also really scary and serious. And of course his tragic series. My brother knows this as a series where every character either goes mad or dies at one point. Yeah. There's Sharon Rainsworth, who's a rich lady of one of the four houses again. I like her character development because she starts off as kind of like the girl who sits in the headquarters and watches after people. And after a while, she wants to protect the people who are close to her, so she tries to be that. She's not a strong fighter. But she is a very strong individual, like her mental and whatnot. She learns her weaknesses and her strengths, and she tries to improve her weaknesses. And she is basically trying to find out where she fits into everything, which is, again, I love her character development. I didn't think much of her at the beginning, but later on, she was almost one of my favorites. I actually really love all the characters in this series. I think my most favorite is probably Elliot Nightray. There we go. Elliot Nightray. And Leo. Leo, his, what's it called? Not sidekick. Ballet, yeah. Elliot is basically like, the Nightray house is in the opposite to the Visualises. So Elliot basically hates Oz. He's, again, kind of similar to Alice, where he's loud and presumptuous, but he's also wise in his own sense. I don't know, there's so many characters to, like, talk about. There's, like, Oz's uncle, and there's just the range, like, the houses, all of the houses in general. There's, like, the barman, there's so many. There's, Pandora Hearts is so hard not to ruin, because you want to talk about the characters, but the minute you do, you ruin something in the story, and I can't tell you guys, because I don't want you to ruin it, because I want you guys to read this. This is a beautiful story. I think one of my favorite things about this series is you see how the art progresses. You see Oz in the first volume, and then you see him in, like, the later volumes, and there's just a huge change in the skill of the drawing. One of the things that absolutely took my breath away in, like, the last one was the backgrounds, the layers of thought that was put into these backgrounds, and the beauty of it. It's such a beautiful series. Like I said, there's so much there's so many characters in this that are so important, and I would like to talk about each of them and to talk about their background and their story and how they play into it would take like an hour, and I don't have that time, and neither do you. So there are some really good, well thought out plot twists in the series. So another interesting thing about Pandora Hearts is that it uses elements from Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland to not retell the story, but to enrich the original plot that is already present in the series. So there you go. There's Pandora Hearts by Jun Mochizuki. Mochi something of name. Okay, so let's see, books I would recommend, or manga I recommend you. Obviously, Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, which is something my sister kind of talked about. It's basically about a boy who travels to different dimensions, searching for his best friend's lost memories in the form of a feather. Really cool. It's by Clamp, which is like really popular, I guess. I don't know. Another one would probably be Nabari no O, which is basically modern day ninjas. It's got good art, good plot line, good characters. Yeah. And that's all I can think. So, Maddie, see you next time. You know too.